kids, where are you? It's time for all the art to tell stories.
In the quiet village of Rivermore, nestled along the banks of the mighty Silverstream River, life moved at a gentle pace. The villagers were a close-knit community, their days filled with tending to crops, fishing and sharing stories by the fire. Among them was a young boy named Finn, known for his curiosity and knack for tinkering. At 12 years old, Finn was always dreaming up inventions, though most of them were met with laughter or puzzled looks from the adults. The Silverstream River was both the lifeblood and the bane of Rivermore. It provided water for crops and fish for food, but it was also prone to flooding during the rainy season. The villagers had learned to live with its moods. This year, the rains came harder and longer than anyone could remember. The river swelled, its waters rising dangerously close to the village. One stormy night, as the rain lashed against his window, Finn heard a strange sound. Curious, he grabbed his oilskin cloak and lantern and ventured out into the storm. The wind howled and the rain stung his face, but Finn pressed on, following the sound. When he reached the riverbank, he saw something extraordinary. A boat, unlike any he had ever seen, was small but elegant, its hull gleaming like polished silver. Its sails were made of a shimmering fabric that seemed to catch the light even in the darkness. The boat was hovering slightly above the water. The hum Finn had heard seemed to emanate from the boat itself, a gentle, inviting sound. Finn hesitated for only a moment before climbing aboard. As soon as he did, the boat responded to his touch, its hum growing louder and more resonant. He felt a connection, as if the boat had been waiting for him. With a sense of wonder, Finn guided the boat back to the village, his mind racing with possibilities. The next morning, the storm showed no signs of abating. The river continued to rise and the villagers began to panic. Homes were being swallowed by the floodwaters and families were stranded on rooftops or in trees. The village elder, a wise woman named Elara, called for calm. Finn knew what he had to do. He raced to the riverbank where the mystical boat waited. With a deep breath, he climbed aboard and set off into the floodwaters. The boat moved with a grace and speed that defied logic. Finn's heart pounded as he approached the first group of stranded villagers, a family huddled on their rooftop. "Grab the rope!" Finn shouted, tossing a line to the family. With the boat's help, he pulled them to safety, one by one. The villagers stared in awe as the little boat darted through the flood waters, rescuing people with ease. Finn worked tirelessly, his quick thinking and resourcefulness saving lives at every turn. But the challenges were far from over. As the flood waters continued to rise, Finn realized that he couldn't do this alone. He needed the help of his community. Guiding the boat back to the village square, he called out to the villagers, urging them to work together. "We can't wait for the storm to pass," he said. "We have to be the ones to save each other." Inspired by Finn's bravery, the villagers rallied. They formed teams to build makeshift rafts, using whatever materials they could find. Finn's boat became the centerpiece of their efforts, ferrying people to safety and delivering supplies. Even the children pitched in, gathering food and blankets for those who had lost their homes. As the hours turned into days, the storm subsided. The flood waters receded, leaving behind a village that was battered but not broken. The villagers gathered in the square, their faces weary but filled with gratitude. They turned to Finn, who stood beside the mystical boat. Elara stepped forward, her voice steady and proud. "Finn," she said, "you have shown us what it means to be a hero. It is not about strength or size, but about courage, quick thinking, and the willingness to help others." Finn blushed, his heart swelling with pride, but he knew that he hadn't done it alone. "It wasn't just me," he said. "We all worked together. That's what made the difference." The villagers cheered, their voices rising in gratitude. The mystical boat, its hum now soft and content, seemed to glow with a warm light. Finn knew that it had been more than just a tool. It had been a symbol of the power of community and the strength that comes from unity. In the days that followed, the village began to rebuild. The mystical boat remained by the river, a reminder of the day when a young boy and his community had faced nature's fury and emerged stronger. Finn continued to tinker and dream, but now he did so with a newfound sense of purpose. He had learned that heroism wasn't about grand gestures or individual glory. It was about coming together, even in the face of overwhelming odds. The story of the river's rescue became a legend in Rivermore, passed down through generations. It was a tale of courage, quick thinking, and the unbreakable spirit of a community that refused to be defeated. At the heart of it all was Finn, the young hero who had shown that even in the darkest of times, there is always a light, if we are brave enough to shine it. The river's rescue is a story of resilience, ingenuity, and the power of community. Through Finn's journey, we learn that heroism is not defined by size or strength, but by the willingness to act, to think creatively, and to stand together in the face of adversity. It is a reminder that even in the most challenging times, we have the power to make a difference, if we dare to try. If you like our stories, please like, subscribe, and turn on the little bell, so you won't miss exciting stories every day. You are also welcome to share it with family and friends to listen to the story together. Love you.